Crown Isle's Comox Valley Sweet Spot is brought to you by Crown Isle Resort and Golf Community, an 871-acre residential and business community in Courtenay. More online at crownisle.com.
Whytes Framing and Gallery is my go-to place in the Comox Valley for talking art. I love to see Phil and see what's going on.
See if those colors go together. I don't know if they do or not. They might, yeah, the new home colors.
Gray's popular.
Yeah. We quite often have people just come in to look at the artwork. We are a destination place, so they do have to go out of their way to come here. So that's always nice. It's always a treat when they do go out of their way.
I smile when I think of how businesses get started. Phil's business got started 40 years ago by his parents. His father was a teacher, his mother was an artist, and his mother said to his father, I really could use some framing for my artwork, and suddenly we have Whytes Framing started 40 years ago, and now it's a pursuit that Phil is embracing and has expanded on.
Well, I have to give my parents credit, actually. They started this business back in the 70s, and it was strictly a framing area. They didn't really have any gallery shows. I came back in the late 80s to help them out. They were going to retire, and I decided to stay with it. I quite enjoyed what they did, and it was probably early 90s. We started doing a couple shows. We would rent premises to put on a show, and it's only been in the last 6-7 years or less that we've started putting on gallery shows. Brian Buckroll was our first, and it was very successful, and that kind of made the tone or where we were deciding to go. I think if we had a less successful show, we may not stay in the gallery business, but it proved to be very, very good experience. And Brian has been a very successful element of it all for us. My dad, when he was in World War II, he was an industrial art student before that, so he found a bar of steel and made a blade. The hilt is made from Belgian coins and the fuselage off a French plane. The sheath is made from the leather he cut off a dead soldier's boot. And he had this sitting around the house, you know, in a cupboard. We were never allowed to play with it as kids, but eventually I thought it needed to be framed and displayed.
Whytes Framing and Gallery has been a great cheerleader for the local arts community. Not only are they framing local artists' work, but they also have a gallery where it's on display.
We are spoiled for artists. Musicians, artists, carvers, potters. It's unbelievable how many we have for such a small community. So.
Whytes Framing and Gallery is a great place to stop in and see the art and see what's going on in the arts community. In the Comox Valley for Shaw TV, I'm Andrena Koch-Schulte.
Crown Isle's Comox Valley Sweet Spot is brought to you by Crown Isle Resort and Golf Community, an 871-acre residential and business community in Courtenay. More online at crownisle.com.